50 states, 50 days rolls on from Minnesota. You know, you got the Lynx, the Liberty. They battled in the WNBA Finals last year with New York, of course, taking the crown. Well, tonight the two teams face off again for the first time in the 2025 season. Elle Duncan is in the land of 10,000 lakes, sat down with Breanna Ionescu, of course, Ionescu Collier, to chat about tonight's game, their outlook for the season.
The New York Liberty are WNBA champions!
We've only, in 28 years of the W, seen 3 teams that were able to win back-to-back titles. Knowing all of that, how do you stay grounded in the process and not the pressure?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge part of probably why it hasn't happened more. Like, it's a lot of pressure to try and repeat, and the second one's always harder than the first because everyone's coming to get you every single night, and what you did last year to win is not good enough to win this year, and I think that's something that we understand is we have to be better.
67-62 in a classic overtime Game 5 win.
What's fueling your game this season?
Last season, just the way that it ended, like, we want that championship so badly, and so with that you have to come back better. What we did last year wasn't good enough, so we knew that we had to work really hard in this offseason, and that's what I try to do.
I love that you mentioned last year because you do have a couple more matchups coming up with the Liberty in the regular season. Based on what you learned about your team and their team last year, how do you think you match up now?
I think we match up great. We have always matched up really well, which is why it was such a fun series.
The play that may live forever in WNBA history.
2 really great basketball teams going against each other. It's gonna feel like playoffs. We play them like 3 times in a row. So it's gonna be some really great basketball again. And it's really just whoever is best that night because you have so many great players, such a great team overall in both teams. And so you have to see who shows out for that night.
Let's talk about your season. Red hot start for the Liberty. By the team standards, you could say maybe struggling a bit. Where in particular do you think you guys need to improve?
I'd say being a little bit more consistent, and obviously I think it will help having JJ back. There's just been things changing every single game, players going in and out, and sometimes that kind of leads to some complacency, and so really looking forward to us being able to get back to it and make a great playoff push.
I know that you've said that the losses are the things that really stay with you. When you think about last year, how are you using that as fuel and not necessarily as pressure?
I don't think we have any pressure. We didn't win. The pressure's on the winners. It's something that was like so close in your grasp, and of course we made it to the final game of the finals. We want to be on the other side where we're winning. And what we did last year wasn't enough, so you have to come back a little bit better this year. Stay in the gym a little bit longer, work a little bit harder, in practice, or go for that loose ball. It pushes you a little bit more.
Reporter Holly Rowe and Prince apparently join us now. Wouldn't be Minnesota without him. So the Liberty, they will be without Breanna Stewart, Kennedy Burke, and Nyara Sabally tonight. What are you hearing about how they're preparing to be shorthanded?
Well, they're coming off a really disappointing loss and that they gave up 62 points in the first half to Dallas. And so they have to come out with more energy and a better sense of urgency. They had a long meeting after that game. Sandy Brondello made them watch the film again and kind of relive and see what they did wrong defensively. And when I talked to Breanna Ionescu at Shoot Around today, she said, we could focus on what we don't have. That is a virtual Hall of Famer Breanna Stewart, who is out for an unknown timetable with a knee injury. She had a arthroscopic procedure on that leg in March. So we are going to see how she takes it. It's going to be rest and very cautious approach for Breanna Stewart, but they miss her. And that will also lead to more from JJ. Jonquel Jones has been terrific against the Minnesota Lynx in this series in the last finals appearance. She knows she's a tough matchup. JJ said, I have to come with a ton of energy, play hard in the paint. But back to what Breanna said, she said, we can't focus on what we don't have. We know we have enough. And even though a championship won't be won or lost tonight, they will say, this is who we are, and this is the pride that the New York Liberty have tonight.
I want to talk about something else that was said at practice today. I heard that you're Courtney Williams' twin.
Oh, we kept talking to Courtney, and every time she would talk, she said, twin, twin. And I take that as the highest compliment in the world. Everybody knows she is literally my favorite person, maybe outside of my son. But we had a great conversation with Courtney Williams today, and she is so real about this. This is what I love about her. She says exactly what she thinks. And we said, how do you feel about New York? This is the quote. I hate them. I mean, I don't hate them as people, but we don't want to talk about New York. We hate New York as a team. I hate them. And then she said, and I'm going to clean it up for TV, I want to bust they bleep by 50. So that's the quote. I want to bust there, you know what, by 50. Courtney Williams, always a real one, keeping it real. There is some animosity. There is some angst and anger. But the reality is the New York Liberty are very shorthanded. One other reporting note, Natasha Cloud missed shoot-around today. She was ill. They are hopeful that she'll be able to play tonight. So that would be 3 starters out. That would be a huge deal. So I'll keep you posted on that as the day moves on.
Yeah, we know Tosh brings so much energy to that Liberty team. Holly, have fun. Thanks so much, twin.
Did you like my It
was weird.
background?
It was very creepy. I'm not going to lie.
I love it.
Thanks.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Dive more into this game with our sports betting analyst, Tyler, the creator of parlays. Flughum. Jordan told me that one, so I had to use that. All right, so look, I know you got a few bets here going around on the W tonight. Let's start with the Liberty and the Lynx.
Now, you can parlay these together if you would like, but I'm going to give them to you here individually, starting with that Lynx Liberty game. And, you know, when Breanna Stewart is out, that's when doves cry.
I love it.
Or the Liberty cry. And they're 7.5-point underdogs against the Lynx here at Ionescu Collier. Best team in the W. I'm laying it with the Lynx. The Liberty have been a bad team to bet on in the underdog role. They're 0-3 ATS as a dog this season, and this is the largest underdog role they've seen in 3 years because of the Stewart absence. The other bet I want to make, the Atlanta Dream offense turning into a little red Corvette, going for over 85.5 points in this matchup tonight because they're favored in this game, and when the Dream win, they usually win with offense. Each of their last 9 victories has featured 86 points or more. So I think they win tonight, get back on track, and score at least 86 points. And then finally, there's Kelsey Mitchell, who is donning the raspberry beret because Caitlin Clark is out of the offense, and she has become the princess for the Fever that gets buckets. 20-plus points in 7 of her last 8 games. I think that continues tonight. Win, lose, or draw for the Fever. Should be a high-scoring game. Mitchell's just getting her shots up. I think that's another bet we can make with 20-plus points. Throw that one in a parlay specifically if that's what you want to do.
I tell you what, if all of those hit, let's go crazy.
There it is, baby. Finishing style. Finishing style.
I appreciate you, my brother.
No problem.
Game 6 of the 1991 World Series, the Twins facing elimination against the Braves, game tied.
In the deep left center from Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Puckett's Heroics force a 7th game. You will see that game very shortly.
How about number 2, 2017 in NFC Divisional Playoffs, Vikings trailing the Saints. Somehow Case Keenum finds Stephon Diggs, makes the catch, and takes it 61 yards to the house. His time expired. The Minneapolis Miracle. Vikings won 29-24 and went to the NFC Championship game.
And at number 1, we return to the 1991 World Series. As I said, Game 7, Jack Morris pitched 10 shutout innings, but it was Gene Larkin's pitch hit single in the bottom of the 10th that ended one of the greatest World Series of all time. The Twins' win over the Braves was the last World Series title for that franchise.
Christine, I want you to take a look at this because just the other day, Cedric Mullins made a heck of a catch. Now, these guys are playing this afternoon, Orioles, Jays, last 4-game set here in Baltimore, top of the 6th, 5-4. Ali Sanchez, and watch Cedric Mullins. Look at that catch. He did it again. Did it the other day, robbed a home run, climbs the wall, and snags another one. Would have given Toronto the lead, but you know what? They took it anyway. They're up 9-5 in the bottom of the 7th.
All right, gotta show you something. This happened. Mar Jackson, Ravens. Look at how hyped he touched his hand. He touched my hand. I don't know if I've ever gotten that excited. That's lit. Mar probably didn't even realize that he had that kind of impact on that kid. He's just running by, giving him a high five. That's beautiful. We love to see it. That's why you go to camp.
By the way, our next ESPN WNBA game, it is tonight, 8 Eastern. Folks, it is the Liberty, it is the Lynx, the 2 teams who met in the championship last season. They tip it off tonight. WNBA Countdown starts at 7 o'clock, game at 8. By the way, Jeff Passan just sent me this. He
What?
said your Cincinnati Reds have acquired Brian Hayes from the Pittsburgh Pirates, one of the best third basemen in the league. Now Cincinnati.
You feel good?
Oh, I feel great.